Hi everybody, I'm making some homemade ramen right now. This is the soft noodles. In the pan, I have some cabbage boiling. There is the seasoning is, let's see. It's a seasoning sauce base. And I'm using the soba noodles. So I'm going to throw those in. There's different ways you can make this. I have a great video on making homemade ramen, so you can check that out. It's in one of my older videos. And so I'm just going to stick this in there. I have some cabbage, I have the sauce, and that is a big pork bone in there. And I'll show you real quick. This is some pork that was cooked in the toaster oven, as you can see. And I got some of this grease that was left over. And what I did is I put some of that pork grease in here that was cooked. And what I like to do is when I make my homemade ramen, I like to cook my bean sprouts in some of that pork fat. And it gives the bean sprouts such a good flavor. And I put this on top of my ramen bowl. So let that cook up. Okay, so I'm going to add some more noodle in here. And I think I'm going to put one more package of noodles in there. Okay, but can you see that nice big pork bone? That pork that I showed you right now, that came off of this pork bone. So I added this to my noodles because I want it to soak up that flavor. So I think this is enough noodles for one bowl. I'm not going to put any more in there. So while that is cooking up, it's not going to take long for those soft noodles to cook. These aren't those cheap ramen noodle packets. This is the good stuff. Okay, and so I'm just frying this up because I want to put this on top. So when I make my bowl, I am going to add this noodles. I'm going to add some pork meat in there, some chashu. And I also have right here some soy sauce eggs. So I'm going to cut that in half, slice that in there. I have some green onions for the top. So this is going to make a really good, delicious ramen. We're having a big storm right now. Super windy, a lot of rain. I was going to eat outside, but I have a little canopy set up in my area. So I went out there and it's kind of a disaster. It looks like a disaster out there. So I was going to eat outside, do a ramen eating video outside, but I was going to have to wait till a little later. Maybe the storm will subside a little later and I can go outside and eat out there. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to taste one of these noodles, see if it's done. Probably. Oh man. This is delicious. Okay, let me grab a bowl. So here's where I made my eggs. Okay, so here's the cabbage, the green onions that I put. And I'm going to make a bowl right now. Let me move this out of the way. So, here we go. Making my bowl of ramen. This looks so good. This is so perfect on a rainy, stormy day like today. It is very stormy out here. It hasn't started flooding, thank goodness. So that is good. Look at all this ramen. Awesome. I'm gonna get some more cabbage in there. Okay, and then I have some pork that I just cooked up. Stick that in the bowl. Look at that. And then I'm gonna put an egg. Oh, I forgot my, hold on. I forgot to add the bean sprouts. How'd I do that? Can you see how awesome these look? Okay. So, put my bowl right here. Add some bean sprouts. You can see that. Hopefully you can still see the pork. Oh, it's hot. Hot, hot, hot. Okay, let me put the pork on top. Yikes, that is hot. My bowl is hot. Okay, and then I'm gonna add some green onion to the top. And there we go. There is my homemade ramen. Ooh, gotta turn off this fires. I left the fires going. Okay, so there is my ramen. I think I'm gonna add one more piece of pork in here. Right there. And look how delicious and amazing that looks. And that is gonna be my lunch today on a rainy day. So I just wanted to show you how that turned out. So I'm gonna save this soup base, and in case I want some more for dinner, I could make me another one because I got plenty of pork here. So okay, everybody, this is my homemade ramen recipe, and I have a better video. I'll link it on this video for you guys to watch, where I do everything from scratch, so you can see it better. So anyways, this is just a nice rainy day, delicious chashu ramen for lunch. Okay, everybody, thank you for watching, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe.